Your soul contains endless information, knowledge, wisdom, awareness that you are only using or accessing a very small percentage of. What we're going to do is very simply call more soul in now. All that energy, information, wisdom, knowledge that you can possibly contain in your physicality with grace and ease, call in more soul, more of who you are. So you begin to know what the soul knows. You begin to feel what the soul feels for you. You begin to access your Atman, the rest of you, your highest self. If you're sensitive to subtle energies, you may feel a download happening, a flow, a cha-ching, something coming in. You may get certain awarenesses, or just an expanded feeling. If you're not sensitive to subtle energies, it's fine. It doesn't mean you're not getting it. You might be more of the Atma variety rather than the Sattvic variety. I just recently came across this. There's two ways you can experience enlightened states. The Atma is more the formless. You step into beingness. There's nothing to say about it. There's no detail. It's just this incredible isness. Presence, sacred presence, expansion. Even a beautiful emptiness. On the other hand, the Sattvic aspect is sensitive. You get all the sensations. You may hear divine beings, have visions, feel a lot of energy sensations. There's no one way that's better or worse. There's just two ways of having the experience. So don't take yourself out this weekend because someone has a different experience. It doesn't mean you're not on your path here. Calling in more soul can be a very subtle experience, or it can be Niagara Falls. I'm sure there's more here. Maybe throughout the weekend you may experience more. But let's just check in. Take a breath. You might need to move a little if you're sitting so long. We just did a series of what I'm now calling the Bliss practices for the weekend. We did the energy alchemy technique of grounding. We found another way to release through that grounding cord. We called in our column of light and began expanding our central channel. And then we added in calling more soul, very specific. It's a very specific intention. So I just want to check in. Some of you are new, some of you are in the middle with me, and some of you have been around a long time. It's almost too simple to believe that you can command your soul to download the rest of what's there. Like, okay, give it to me. It sounds crazy simple, right? But who thinks of doing that? We don't. And the minute, every time I do it, I get a download of something. Every time. There's always more. There's always more to connect to. There's always more of us wishing to express through this. But at a certain level in the game that has free will as one of the components, we have to ask. And if I was to give you anything all week, I would say just ask for more. Ask for more, and ask for more again. In every kind of way you can think of. Keep asking. Not in a please, 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 but commanding, intentional. Now, yes, bring it. That kind of, right? That's what gets you there. Powerful. It's part of bliss, this empowerment, this feeling of knowing that somebody gave the term the power to call forth. She was a spiritual teacher and wrote a book. She had a horrible beginning of her life, and she talked about that and how it kind of opened her up to be a spiritual teacher. But the thing that got me was she came up with a phrase, which I'd never thought to call it that or articulate. She said, I noticed that one of my divine gifts was the power to call forth. If I thought of a divine being that I wanted to commune with, it would happen. She had such a power to call forth. And I thought, yeah, I want that. And the truth is I had it. I always had it, but I didn't know it. And I didn't think to ask for it. See? So, I believe it's not a gift just like somebody like me or she could have. I totally and fully believe that by me saying it, you can grab it and say, me too. It's the Me Too movement of the power to call forth. That was actually her whole story. I hadn't thought of that, but so this power to call forth, this commanding of your bliss, it's a little bit different than surrendering into it, right? We're going to dance between the two, being very intentional, very commanding, very powerful, very aware that we can set our intention and our focus and therefore our energy and therefore our vibration wherever we choose. At any given moment we have that power. And then you have to let go of the wanting of it. So you dance between the two, because if you get into that wanting, you're sort of in a lack space and in a desire. So it's like command it and let go. Command it, let go. Intend it, let go. That's the dance. I remember a dear friend of mine was also a spiritual teacher, and he was very much in the surrender, and that was a big part of his teaching. And I thought, but you have no idea what you can do by just asking, by just saying, I intend that. And why not? If our great desire is to be happy in this flesh, not just in spirit realm, but right here, right now, we want some money. Yes. We want a nice, beautiful garden. Yes. It's okay to ask. It's okay to intend for those things. I had to make peace with all that. So, I'm a firm believer in 100% both ways. Does that make sense? 100% asking for what you want, being clear, saying, wouldn't it be just most fabulous if this were to happen for me now? And really get juicy excited about it. And then walk away. You already sent your little prayer smoke signal up. Let go. Stop clinging to it. That's the surrender part. But I believe you can dance between those two states.